It will be fine, Buckets. Wait for me. That's all I can ask. And if we will never meet again, I love you. Again, I bloody well love this game.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Hold on.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
If we sent the bucket away, it's actually gone. Bucket, wherever you are. I hope you're okay. I hope you're safe. That gives me the opportunity to go where other buckets can't go. That gives me the opportunity to get the final figurine. Which is the cargo lift.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
We're gonna find that final figurine. Figley, Stanlurines?
By the employee
I don't know.
Just to admire it. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Yep, and his name is the Buckets.
What? Really?
But for now...
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
No, I have consideration for myself.
Bad to happen to you?
Myself in a miniature variant.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Well, go ahead.
Let me prove it.
Go ahead.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Both red and blue.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
You opened the beige door. Well, now it's white, but... There it is. The final figurine. Figley. The Stanley-Urine. Whatever the hell did you call him before? Let's just stick with Figley's, okay? Figley's works best.
And there it is. The last Stiggley-Wiggley.
Oh my god.
Stanley, this is a real accomplishment.
Yay.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing.
And it feels amazing.
When so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Nope, we can't have that.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
Yay.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Which was... What exactly? I need my bucket. I need my bucket, that's what. Which means because we can't return and because the rest is... maybe? No, I doubt that something would change in regards to the endings right there, right now. Nope, in which case... The whole redness is still freaking me out just a little bit. No, we are gonna begin the game again. And hope that the bucket is with us again? I mean, surely the bucket must be back, right? Right? Okay, you're being awfully quiet now. Why are you being so quiet? Whoa, 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 what the?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
What about
those
them?
Figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
I guess.
I know we're supposed to be telling a story.
Yeah.
But won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Well, if you insist. Nice of you to bring the memory zone right here. Again, I love the memory zone. Memory zone is awesome. I mean, it's wonderful. It just fills you with warmth. There's no bucket. I need to bring the bucket to the memory zone. But we don't know where the bucket is right now. We are bucketless. Are we dead? We're probably dead. Our life is flashing before our eyes because we do not have our buckets. Surely. Did anything here in the meantime change? Did this change? This wasn't here, right? It's been not that long ago since I went through this, and now I already can't remember. This wasn't like this. Nope, that for sure wasn't like that again.
Here's where it all began.
Can you find them all?
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find.
Nope.
Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Yeah. Once you go through something for the first time, it is the first time ever, and you will never have that first time again. Although, to be fair, we didn't know there would be 6 before we picked this one up, and also, this is still the most creepy one out of them all. Like, what the hell is even going on here? Are these my co-workers? Have my co-workers just turned into, well, modern art? You can't have it. It's made after my image. It's mine. 7 out of 6. That's not supposed to work like that, right? Okay, narrator, we better not break the game right here, right now. What the? Okay. They're bringing me to all the previous places.
And here was a second Stanlurine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley.
Yes.
I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them.
Well, you should have.
Let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Yeah, I could also surprise you by jumping off right now, but how about no? Also, this wasn't here before. And it's still as rickety as ever. Like, how the hell did they even make that? How did it even hold my weight? Anyway, 8 out of 6. Mine. I've got a feeling this is just gonna go on forever and ever now. We're just gonna keep on collecting collectibles until we, well, I'd say drop dead. Under the stairs,
okay,
boss
let's
bathroom.
do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
This was like, what? 40 minutes ago, maybe, for me? What? I think it was the one under the stairs, because we got the boss's bathroom and the one after that pretty close to one another. Now I can't remember. Was the one going down? I think it was... This is a showcase of my horrible memory. I think it was the one under the stairs. I think. I really think. I could be definitely wrong, but there it is. Well, if it's right or wrong, doesn't matter.
Hey, that's exactly right.
It was right.
Here, under the stairs. It was the third one.
Yay.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them.
Which means right now...
glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory.
Oh, yeah, crystal clear.
After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Better not let scientists get their hands on me, because I will be an enigma to them. 9 out of 6. Which means now... to the bathroom.
Let's see, what came next?
Well, whatever came next was not this. You're not meant to exist. Are you the god figurine? The god Stiggley-Wiggley?
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
You're getting false memories, my good sir. But I'm not gonna say no to a Figley. I'm hearing whispers. Not saying anything, but... yeah, you know what? This pink room is... just starting to freak me out. I can't open the door. At all. Nope. No clue. No clue what the deal is with a pink room. What about... No, we found the bathroom first.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly.
Is the bathroom one not supposed to exist?
Particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Do what now?
Enjoy.
Oh my god. Really? Really? What's that over there? Well, we didn't know. Well, there's nothing there right now, but... Mini-Stan number 5. The starring role. Oh my god. Well, that is better video editing skills than I had when I was a young kid. Best boy narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't
it? Yes, it does.
I spent a lot of time making that video.
You did a good job.
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh, you did a great job with it. Again, not something I could make. Nonetheless, mine. 11 out of 6. But then what about the bathroom? The pink room can't have been the bathroom. Which means, what the hell is going on with the bathroom? Why are we ignoring the bathroom?
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
That would make sense.
Who can truly say how the mind works?
I can't.
All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
No, still different, still different. And we're still gonna take it. Although, with this being the memory zone, with us having gone through it, with us having picked up the figurines in the memories, the figurines are no longer in the memory. So did we ever pick them up in that case? Now that's a mystery. You are in the present. You're following my... Did you install a camera in my vision?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Okay, if you say so.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Well, that would be a strange way to relive our memory, but it could work. Oh, God. Is it still here?
Okay, yes. The room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Well, that's fine. But are we reliving the memory zone that we have, or are we reliving our memory that we have of the memory zone of us collecting the Stanley figurines from the time that we were collecting them, which means that that's the reason why they're back now? Logic is no longer making sense, but I'm taking them. 13 out of 6. We're doing amazing. What about the bloody pink room then? What's the deal with the bloody pink room? What about the bathroom?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
I'm gonna watch it again. Oh, why? Why?
Yes, I love that video.
This game just keeps on surprising you. And I'm taking it. Oh my god. I think the memory zone has a small hole. It's the pink room, I tell you. The pink room is not meant to be. That's why.
Still don't remember the pink room,
No.
Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
But it is in the
Good
memory
room, though.
zone.
A solid room.
It's decent. The pink is not my color. If it was green, I would maybe think differently about it, but then I still would find it rather weird. I mean, why an apple, of all things? Eh. The apple doesn't need a figurine. It's mine. I mean, again, it has my face plastered on it, so...
These really
Take
were
that
a
apple.
treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm
Maybe.
very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
No, our reward is the collecting. And I'm being rewarded completely. So, we can go to the bathroom. We never went to the boss's bathroom. No, you're not even letting me go. I want to go to the boss's bathroom. It's not meant to be. Well then. That's all fine. I guess I will take the few figurines that I can get.
Don't you remember?
Yeah,
Yes, I remember it too.
Yes.
The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
You don't want to get stuck in the past either. I mean, at that point in time, you're not moving forward anymore, and... Yeah. Either way, taking it. Stupid rickety bridge. Yeah. Someone died to make that bridge. And it doesn't show.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Stiggley-Wiggley. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
A whole lot of chaos. And our introduction to the reassurance bucket. Maybe you need a reassurance bucket of your own. Maybe you need to go on your own Stanley figurine hunt. I mean, I will take 18 out of 6, but... this would go right back to what convention. Collect them all. Can we collect the big one? Gimme the big one. Gimme the big one. Show me. It's just out of reach. It's not really collectible. Like, how the hell are you going to put that in your pocket? But don't question it. You don't question that kind of stuff. Our memory is fading. All we're remembering is the figurines. I still want it. I still want it. The jump circle. Oh, it's still gonna...
Look, it's
Why?
the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
I would be more fond of it, but...
I want more. More memories.
Yeah, we'll revisit a few of them, but... Why? Why is the amount of jumps limited? My god. Just let me jump forever. I would have loved it. Oh god. Is this gonna end right at the beginning? The actual beginning.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Yes. And a classic memory of me ignoring you. And right back to our office. Right back where it all began.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
A lot of stuff.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What can you remember?
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
What?
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with, well, Came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me.
Ah.
He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This is feeling rather final. But there's still so much stuff I still want to do with the buckets. Also, the balloons are still here, so this is not the original memory. Did stuff now completely resets? Or is this still an ongoing thing from before? You never truly know.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Yeah, because they were all in the meeting room. That's where they surely were.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Did someone replace the computer screen with a pencil sharpener? Sure, there was a computer screen right here, right? Employee 432 is a weird one. Weirder than 427, for sure. Bucket? Replacement bucket? Why? What happened to the previous one? Did it escape? I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I didn't lose it. I said it's free. If you love it, you let it go. Right? Which reminds me. There are more ways to escape than just escape pods. Come on. Up we go. There we go. Outside onto the computers. There's the balloons getting in my way. Buckets. We're free.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
Yes.
We've done it.
Yes.
We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator.
Woohoo.
At last, out here in the white void, we are alone.
Yes.
Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Which
The bucket
is...
began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed,
Wars?
desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans.
You did what?
And the bucket's own complicity therein.
What?
Of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger.
Oh,
Of
buckets.
hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself, perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I
What?
was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form.
Oh no.
Transforming into a mighty beast
Oh no.
of untold power.
Oh no.
Its fangs glistening like...
Oh no!
My God, Stanley, you did it.
Oh no.
You saved us from the bucket.
No, not
Thank
the
God
buckets.
you already had all 12 emblems of sages and
What?
knew the incantations to summon their true power.
I did?
Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power.
Oh,
I'm
buckets.
speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
But I love the buckets. That bucket was not the real bucket, it was the replacement bucket. The replacement bucket is evil, the original bucket is God. And there's no denying it. Anyway, all madness aside in regards to what the real bucket is and what isn't the real bucket, although, to be honest, we still
All
don't
of
know.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm now kind of starting to wonder, okay, what actual endings were left? Like, we've done a few, also the office being weird again. Because the office surely likes being weird. It never had this, right? Slowly, this game is making me go insane. Making me question everything I thought I knew and... yeah.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Are you the real
Stanley
bucket?
just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Yeah. I'm not so sure. Are you the real bucket? Maybe you're not the real bucket anymore. Maybe you were in the past, but no longer are. Ooh. Which means we need mutually assured destruction.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Yeah, and also, my co-workers forgot about the figurines. I guess they were thrown into the memory hole in the memory zone. Any more stickers?
Stanley, we must
Of
move
course
on
not.
from this broom
Yeah,
closet,
sure.
simply
Let's
because I
move
have
on
no
to
remaining stickers.
no.
If I did, you can guarantee
How did I call it just now? Mutually assured destruction. That's what.
Boss's office.
Mutually assured destruction awaits.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
It always has been.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
You can't ignore the wisdom of the buckets. But the bucket's just too smart. Which means it needs to be destroyed. Alright, buckets. To the...
Stanley
I was
and the bucket
gonna
walked
say-
straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I was gonna say, let's go to the end of it all. But then I'm reminded, oh, of course we had the escape ending over here with the museum. We have the bottom of the mind control facility ending. Just so many. No, let's go all the way to the end. Destruction awaits.
The lights rose on an enormous rock. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
But what the bucket did not know was that Stanley was about to betray him. Because Stanley knew that this bucket, even though it appeared to be his very own bucket showing the property of Stanley, the bucket sticker was actually a fake, a forgery. This was not
When
the
at
bucket
last they came
after
to
all.
the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
The bucket wants me to shut it all down. It's all part of the bucket's plans, but the bucket is evil, which means we defy the buckets.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Wait, you did?
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
No, that was my plan.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
I was going to
Stanley
betray
was
you.
prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust.
I don't even know
when
where the
suddenly
bucket is.
An image appeared upon the enormous screen.
There's my bucket.
Birds. Silly, silly birds.
What?
The control buttons became active again.
What? What? What?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
No.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds.
It's
all
Silly
over
Birds
the
facility.
world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
Did you?
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand.
I'm sorry, I wanted to
one
betray
who had
you.
pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Surely.
And Stanley
And the buckets were happy. Wonderful. I'm sorry, Bucket. I'm sorry I doubted you. Maybe this bucket wasn't evil after all. Maybe the evil bucket has indeed been slain. We shall never know.
I am just flabbergasted on how all these bucket endings are both so similar to the old endings, yet still so completely different. Who knew that a simple bucket could be so world feud changing? Glory to the buckets!